Godspeed to the Speedy Tribe. How we doing out there? We back with another video. And this video is about something very important pertaining to karmic debt. Now, this week has been very big for me because I've been noticing that I have a lot of karmic debt, not only for myself, from like my ancestors and my family. Now, I'm going to explain what karmic debt is, all right? So you know how, you go to college and you have to pay debt back because you owe the school back debt. Now, just take that and put it into karma, right? So there's things that you've done in your past life, probably 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you know what I'm saying, that you probably didn't know that, you probably wasn't conscious of that you were doing, but it's something that you have to pay for now, right? On top of that, it's certain things that your parents did before you were even born that when you were born into, you had to pay for that, which is probably reasons why most of y'all are struggling right now, because it's certain things that your parents didn't pay back, right? It's the karmic debt that they had that they couldn't pay, so it's bestowed on you now. On top of that, there's ancestral karmic debt. So it's certain things that your ancestors couldn't get done or couldn't fix up and patch up to heal the upcoming generation, such as yourself, that you have to take on, right? Now, here's the whole thing about freeing yourself of karmic debt. You have to identify with who you are. What is your addictions? Why do you struggle in certain parts of your life? Why do you feel unfulfilled? Why does your family struggle with certain things? Why does it seem like there's a family curse or something like that? You have to go deeper into the bloodline of who you are. You have to really realize, my mother and my father had these problems. What am I going to do to counteract that narrative? What am I going to do to shift the entire paradigm of this whole family structure? What am I willing to do? Am I willing to go back and trace back and see, all right, they did it this way, but I'm going to rewrite history. I'm going to rewrite the entire story and edit it to the advantage to where we are all liberated of all of our karmic debt. So going back, I had to free myself of all the karmic debt this whole week, because I started noticing I was in my own way due to the fact that I had my own karmic debt, and I wasn't even aware of it until I started really looking at the word more. I stared at the word and I'm like, karmic debt, karmic debt, karmic debt. Oh, I have a lot of that. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go back to the root of whatever problem that I had that was hindering me, right, from going forward in life. Most of y'all, right, watching this video right now, do not want to go back to the past to patch up the pieces. I'm not saying to live in the past, but sometimes you have to go back to that, because it's like, take this for an example. There's a boat, right, that has holes in it, and the water is getting through, right? That's the past right there. And the water is coming out and it's overflowing and it's going to be sinking. This is your life, though. The boat is your life, and it's sinking because of the holes you have in it stemming from the past. So what you have to do is you have to go back to the past, patch up the pieces to the past, and then come back to the present, live in the present, and then plan for the future, living in the present. But most of y'all, right now, what you're doing is you're not willing to even acknowledge the holes that's in your boat. Your boat is sinking right now because of the holes that's in it from the past. You have to go back, fix it, patch it up, and so the holes will not be there anymore. So this is what karmic debt is about. It's all about going back to make peace with it, right? So you can keep on moving forward, because knowingly and unknowingly, right, what we do is we go in life and we have certain issues and certain traits to us, right, that stem from the past, but we don't even realize it's from the past. We don't even realize it's from our parents. We don't even realize it's from our grandparents. We don't even realize these things. But when you become self-aware of what you have to do, and self-awareness comes from being alone, not being alone in loneliness, but being alone in solitude. I feel as though a lot of people are scared to be alone because they feel like they're going to fall into some type of depression phase and stuff like that, and they're scared of just being alone. You need that external validation so much that you can't even internally validate yourself, and that's where the problem lies with you. You got to be willing to go within yourself by yourself and find the power within you. You got to love yourself. You got to value yourself on all levels. You got to honor your mission. You got to honor your goals. You got to honor your bloodline. You got to do all these things to switch up something that your parents or grandparents or aunts or uncles couldn't do. Freeing yourself of karmic debt. You're paying for something right now that your parents put on you. You're paying for something right now that your grandparents put on you, that they are actually depending on you to free them of, and yourself. So what you got to do is you got to live a life different than how everybody else before you came. And I'm not saying not honor them with great integrity and gratitude, but you have to honor yourself in order to honor your entire. When you honor yourself, you are honoring your bloodline, period, because you're doing great by yourself, right? So when you do great by yourself, you're already attached to that bloodline that's here with you. So when you do that, boom, Now you're honoring yourself, but you have to do the groundwork. You got to do the gritty work. You got to go through the pain. Now, I'm not saying karmic debt is easy. It's very hard because you're going back and facing yourself, your old self. You're probably facing your 12-year-old self. Some of y'all probably got abused when y'all was kids. Probably y'all got sexually assaulted or something like that. Like, there's so many factors that go into it that you can free yourself up, and it's gonna be painful. I'm not saying it's not gonna be. It's not gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy at all. But when you muster up the gumption, when you have the temerity, right? When you have the unmitigated gall to go back and face yourself in that manner, and when you free yourself of that, there's nothing in your way anymore. You won't ever be in your way anymore when you free yourself of your own traumas and past, on top of your family's trauma and past too. So that's what karmic debt is all about. Are you willing to free yourself of karmic debt? If so, man, do it. Don't be afraid. Don't ever be afraid of change. That is going to be the biggest change of your life, because you probably wonder why you're stuck in the situation you're stuck in. Maybe you can't make it financially because of certain things that your mother and father did that they never taught you. That's a debt you got to pay. But that's the debt that you can free yourself of too, if you just really attack that. If you really go after that debt right there, that karmic debt, it's karma coming around to get you. You know? Karmic debt lived through younger kids that they got to struggle at early ages. There's reasons why I think for me, growing up, karmic debt was going through me at an early age, because there's certain things that I had to get through at an early age, which is why I have all the wisdom I have now to convey it to y'all, because I had to go through karmic debt at an early age. I had to grow up really fast. So for those out there who had to grow up really fast, like, that's the karmic debt you had to deal with, of being a grown-up at like 10 years old, 12 years old, stuff like that, and take care of the family at an early age. Like, it's big, it's real. But the whole point of what I'm saying is, go back to what affected you. Go back to what you think affected your entire family. Go back to the impulses, the vices, the addictions, maybe a drug addiction, maybe sex addiction, maybe all these type of factors that can hinder the family structure to from moving forward. I'm talking to you. You are the one to free y'all of that troubles, or those troubles. So take the time out to learn and go back and backtrack the karmic debt that you might have stemming from yourself, your ancestors, your parents, and everybody else that came before you. And how are you going to be willing to switch that, man? All right? Godspeed, man. Take care.